What is up, everybody? It's your boy DJ Joels. This is the Chop Shop Podcast, presented by High Def Entertainment. You guys already know what's up. Queen G's in the building.
That's right. You're one and only.
Dang, what's up, Queen G? Solo dolo today,
Yeah,
huh?
solo bolo.
That's right, that's right. You feeling
We're gonna
good?
do good. We're gonna be good.
Feeling good?
I'm good
Straight?
all the time.
You got this. No, just
all day.
no, it's all good. Now, check this out. This episode, this is a dope one right here. You know, we say this a lot, you know, like what this show really means. This show is all about hustlers, motivated people, entrepreneurs, people who are just a master at their craft and just making an impact in everything they do. This guy right here, I'm talking about MC, recording artist, activist, entrepreneur. I mean, out here we call him a raptivist. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here is like the definition of what the Chop Shop represents and what the HD, like there's a big movement going on in the HD and he is a big part of that. Man, let's make some noise for Justifide.
Hey.
What's up, homie?
Oh man, just blessed to be here, man. Been watching y'all movement and just glad y'all recognize what's going on and found me worthy to be a guest. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man, you know, real talk, like I had a big list, bro, when I first was thinking about this show. And I started writing everybody that it's kind of like my wish list,
Right?
You know, and you were on there, bro. I already had you on there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Well, you know, it's all about the right time, and this is the right time.
Right time is, you know.
We're here.
Yeah, man. You know, I like keeping up with you because you just stay active, bro. You're always like moving, doing something. Like, what does the day consist of Justified? Like what when you wake up, man? Like, what happens after that? Like.
Man, I don't know, man. Every day is unscripted. It just kind of, things happen. Get up, get my girls ready, you know what I mean? Have devotion and prayer before I take them to school.
Gotta do that.
Come back, I usually end up plopping down at the desk, you know what I'm saying, on the computer, and, man, the phone start ringing and things start happening.
Yeah.
So.
How does your emails and DMs look, man, when you wake up? Is it like, damn? It's balanced out.
It's nothing. Ain't nobody checking for Justified. Just Justified. Just keep moving. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. Now, you know what, man? Like a lot of people out here know who you are, know what you do, but we really want to get into like more in depth of who you are and where you come from. You know, you're out here doing your thing in HD. Where are you originally from?
Well, originally I was born in Germany.
Wow, what?
Yeah, my father was military, but he retired, at a very, 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 very young age. And, my most influential region that I came up in was in Compton. And I moved to Compton when I was about 11 and stayed there till I was about 17. But if you think of that window of time, that's when a young man really starts to develop, and
right.
be impressionable by the environment that you're in. So without trying to be like the bandwagon Compton dude, but like Compton really shaped my morals and my ethics and gave me the game. So it's in me and I take it everywhere I go. But like I always say, it's not where you from, it's where you at.
That's
HD,
right.
Where you at? That's where I'm at.
HD, we right here at Rafa Production Studios with
right.
Justified, you know what I'm saying?
So, what was it like growing up there in Compton? How was your environment?
I could say sheltered, right? 2 parents, solid home. My parents moved into Compton buying a home. So it was like, bedroom, TV, 2-car family. I was kind of like the square bear.
You had some structure. You had
in
structure.
my neighborhood. I had structure, and I thank God for it.
Yeah.
But you do get caught up in the surroundings, the desire to fit in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where when you move in and you kind of got it better than everybody else around you, it's like they target you and they want to pick on you and they want to, ridicule you because you really got what they wish they had, right? So, you start trying to fit in. You start not trying to be the one getting picked on and beat up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you start, changing a little bit.
Yeah.
So I keep it real, you know what I mean? I was the square, but my surroundings kind of shaped me a little different because I had to fit in and had to not be that guy, you know?
Right. You had to adapt to your
You gotta
environment.
adapt to your environment.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy, man. Man, you threw me off with the Germany thing. I was
I
like,
know.
whoa,
I was like, oh,
that's
yeah.
dope. That's why I like to do this podcast, bro, because I get to learn things about people that like I've known for a while. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, Pops was military. My older brother got to travel more. He did, you know, like I
whole,
said,
like-
my Pops retired shortly after I was born and, you know, brought it back to the States. So I didn't get to travel, you know, as far as like my brother did. My brother lived in Japan and Germany and other places. But, you know, when they had me, they was like, I'm done.
How many siblings you got?
I got 2 brothers and a sister.
Okay.
I am my mother and father's only child together.
Oh, okay.
My father came into the marriage with 2 children. My mother came in with 1. And, you know, I'm the one they created together.
That's
so
right.
That's nice.
That's
Something
Blended
special.
family.
Something special.
You got a glow about him, you know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
mean, I ain't lying.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
So the other question I wanted to ask you, what were some of the humble beginnings or struggles you had to face growing up, if any?
In an entertainment way or just in a finding yourself way?
I think more like finding in yourself
finding
kind of
in
way.
yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Because you said you grew up in like the Compton area, and I would assume there was a lot of like when probably like the crack epidemic was really popping off
I ain't
and all
that
that.
old, but you know, it was.
It was
you know,
there?
It was there. It wasn't like the beginning of it. I ain't Ron O'Neal or nobody. But you know, like I said, the most thing was kind of the gangs, and along with gang activity comes crime. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I was very sheltered in a way. But when you step off the porch, you know what I'm saying, and you know you get to hang out, you start seeing something new. And like I said, the desire to belong and the desire to fit in, you're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you start doing what everybody else doing, you know,
Right.
gang banging. I never was into that. I kind of more so hung out with the cats that was trying to make a bag. You know what I mean? We was, you know,
Yeah, I feel it. I feel
you
it.
know, that's what that was.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. You know, I want to get into kind of like, you know, your journey with music. You know, like growing up, what was some of like the artists or like your albums going on that you like really were like drawn to like coming up?
I mean, of course, NWA was, you know, real big. Like I said, I had older brother and older cousins, so it was more so seeing them and listening to what they were
What they
listening
like,
to.
yeah.
You know, we had KDAY, you know what I mean? And so that was what was going around. But you talking about a young dude who Pops took him to Michael Jackson concerts. And,
What?
you know what I'm saying? And experienced other things outside of hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop was kind of like when you go outside, but you know what I mean? My parents weren't into it. So, like I said, man, I grew up blessed. And you know, a lot of people will try to cover up, you know, to portray an image of, oh, I'm this hard.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you know, the choices I made went against what
Right.
my parents had provided for me, but it was necessary because now in my adult life I have a balance. You know what I mean? I've been here, I've been there, and I know how to bring it all together. So I could go into any room and kind of fit in because I have a well-balanced life. And a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people, you know, their story is poverty. Mine's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mine was more so of finding myself and who am I versus who does everybody want me to be. You know what I mean?
And it's kind of weird because, like, you know, for the most part, when the hip hop game, it's like they want you to come from poverty.
I mean,
You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like I got to be from poverty and all that to be a dope MC or something. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean?
just think it's a perception, you know, that's widely grasped. Drama sells, the sad story sells, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but if you think about it, a lot of these dudes now that's even out there projecting this hardcore life, man, them dudes ain't really been out there like that. You know what I'm saying? They kids go to private school, they live in gated communities, but because this image sells, people are willing to step outside of who they really are to be what's gonna sell. And maybe that's why I ain't made it yet. You know what I'm saying? In the way that the world would think that making it is. But I've made it. I've been through a lot, done a lot, and I'm still here. So that in itself is a level of making it. You know what I mean?
For sure. Hell yeah.
So
man.
being that, you did say, so you come from different types of genres, right? Your dad took you to see
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man, I say Michael Jackson, the victory tour. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Ooh, with the brothers, with the brothers.
With the glove, homie.
Yeah.
Fresh off a Thriller, huh?
I saw the glove. You feel
Oh,
me? So
man.
yeah.
MJ's my favorite, bro. I envy people who like, oh, I saw Michael Jackson live. I'm like, damn, that.
I wish I could have.
I wish I could have seen that, man. MJ's my favorite, yo.
Yeah, I was very young, but it's something that you don't forget, and to just have experienced some things that
Right.
others haven't been fortunate enough to experience. I'm thankful for that because it's all a part of what shaped me to where I'm at right now.
That's great. So can you give us your top 5 favorite hip hop albums?
Man, I have to say Tupac, Me Against the World.
Oh, classic.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me.
Yeah.
Machiavelli.
Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, are you still there? No,
Oh, damn.
it's crazy. Like, I always think about me as an artist and why I make music, right? Is in me. It's not on me. It's not like I'm this great hip hop connoisseur. I'd probably fail a lot of hip hop trivia because I just never really followed it like that. It's just hip hop is something that is in you. It's
Right.
the way you move. It's the way you get things done. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't sit up here and be like, oh, I just know everything about hip hop, or I have, this great list of rappers. The most influential artist in my time was Tupac. That's who I was listening to, and I gravitated to that because of the passion, because of the knowledge. Just
Everything.
Pac was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was everything.
He could
He
be
had
rah-rah, he could be sensitive, he could be, civil rights. Like,
Everything.
he
Yep.
just was dope to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that was
that's
dope.
kind of what impressed me the most.
That was dope. You said Me Against the World because, when I was growing up, all I heard was All Eyes on Me all the time. All
Right.
Eyes on Me. And then I was little and I used to like go into like Best Buy, Circuit City, and I would always see like Me Against the World there. And I'd be like, how come no one ever talked about that one? And I bought it one day.
Oh, yeah.
And
Me
I
Against the
was
World
bumping
has
it and
some
I was
heat on
like, oh, I think I like that one more than All Eyes on Me sometimes. Like I be bumping that one. That one is classic.
I think that was the last record that really kind of embodied
Him.
him. You know what I mean? Death Row, he was highly influenced by the surroundings
Yeah.
that he kept. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, that was like genuine Pac was
that was
Me
Pac,
Against the World.
like my life. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because a lot of those songs that he had on there, he's rapping about what he was really going through, like Temptations. What's that one? Oh man,
Shit, Me Against the World.
Me Against the World, and what's the one? So Many Tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the stuff he was rapping on there is like he was really going through that at that time. You
Right.
know? Yeah, man. I love Pac. I'm a huge Pac fan.
I think if like I said, if you listen to music, for me, it's like a diary. It's like if you listen to a Justified album, because even me myself, I go back and listen. I got over 17 independent underground records, right? And I can listen to those albums and remember what was happening in those times because I kind of talked about it, you know what I mean? From when I was pushing my records out the trunk, a lot of my songs embodied the fact that I'm out here on the grind with my trunk open, you know what I mean?
Right.
When I had children, my music started to reflect being a father, you know what I'm saying? When I was facing, criminal activity charges and whatnot, my music reflected where I was at. So sometimes I can go back and listen and like
remember what was
rediscover
going on.
myself though, but really like see pieces to the puzzle. Like, okay, this is where I was headed. I was here, but it really doesn't make sense till now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
when you going back, listen to Falsified, you know what I mean? I'm in the bins. I got, like, man, if you ain't ever really pushed around in the bins, I mean,
What you know about
like,
it? Yeah.
it's so my life, my music, I do music whether it was selling or not because it's a way to tell my story, to
express yourself.
put myself out there, you know what I mean? Even if nobody else listens to it, I can go back and listen to it, and my kids can listen to it and really see who their
Yeah,
father was.
yeah,
you
what
know
you
what I
were
mean?
all about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Now, you're involved in a lot of things. Were you always a businessman at heart? Were you always kind of like a hustler at heart?
Yeah. The hustle, you know what I mean? To get out there and get it. Like, it's not really easy to just get out the trunk. You know what I mean? And that's what separated me, because my first album came out in '99. So this was before social media. This was before downloads,
Apple Music and all that.
It's like you really had to get out there and sell yourself to
Physical
people.
copies.
You know what I mean?
You had to go out there and
And
sell
I
them.
would love for somebody, let me hear something. Press play. Like, that's, you might as well pull your money out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
I
I know
got
I'm
you.
about to drop something that you're going to like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I always had that independent mindset, because it was more so about paying bills, about getting money off of what you do. You know what I mean? So you sell 100, 200 copies out the trunk a week. Like, that's bread, because I was getting it when it was, we was getting $10 for the CD.
Right.
So to, sell 100 copies, 200 copies, that's $1,000 to $2,000
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
See, this generation
While
don't-
chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this generation don't really know a lot about that. Like going to like a Best Buy, buying a pack of blank CDs and making copies and writing them
Right.
on. Like all that grind.
But see, I kind of skipped that phase.
You went to the
Well, no, because like I said, I was hustling, but my partner, shout out to Muaz, you know what I'm saying? He was financing everything. So my first CD wasn't a burnt CD. Like, we had
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? He printed up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he was from from Oakland, so
he was all about the
he
quality.
showed me that, out the trunk game, to where,
Dope.
man, we were selling clothes. It wasn't our clothes, but we had the, the Fubus and the Eniche and Sean John, like, get a whole fit. They was knockoffs, don't get it twisted. But it's like, get a pair of jeans and a shirt for 50.
Right.
We was like I said, it's always been about invest, flip, and re-up. Whether it was CDs
Yeah.
or clothes, that was the business behind it, to
For
know
sure.
how to package it and to get out there and get to it. So
yeah, for sure.
that set the stage. Like, my thing was, I never had enough to really get enough. I go buy 100 CDs, sell them, print 100 more.
Yeah, just flip
But
it.
how much cheaper could I got them if I had the bread to go get 10,000
Exactly.
at once? So it was like, that was always my frustration, is that I didn't, I sell the 100 CDs, but I gotta pay bills, rent, do whatever. So
Right.
I never really got to stack. I'd always have just enough
To
to
keep-
re-up
to keep going.
and do it again. But once I got my hands on, a little more, then it's like, all right, instead
like-
of these 100, I'm gonna print 1,000.
There you go.
Instead of 1,000, I'm gonna print 2,500, and get a better deal on it, which
That's
increases
right.
your profit. And
Yeah, for sure.
so it's still the same game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for same mindset. So when did the artist Justified? When was Justified the artist created? Do you remember, like, this is what I want to do? I'm gonna go by Justified. Like, was there moments, or did it kind of ease into it?
Well, it wasn't always justified, but as a teenager, my boys in the neighborhood used to call me Jib. And if you know what jib means, it means the mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we go to the mall or we out there, they like, just go get you, Jib, go get them.
Yeah.
I'm the one that could go break the ice, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And once I remember, and this is just a trip, like, I was already doing music, but prior to getting my first, like, real situation with Deep in the Game, I was reading the Bible. And it was like one of them times where you just like, God, show me something. And you just, open it up. You don't know where you're going. And like, every line in this chapter was justified, justified, justified. And Jib was justified in breaking bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I made that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
JIBB stand for something. And then it was like, just drop all that other and just, go justified. And it's just, when it got the ink, and
It's
it's
hard.
just, it's been that ever since. But it means something. It's
Yeah.
it's justified. You know what I'm saying?
When did you make your way to the high desert?
I moved to the high desert in 2004,
Okay.
and at that time I had I left the deal that I had with Deep in the Game, which independent label. They put us on, and actually Deep in the Game was my boy Muaz, who I spoke on earlier, and then my guy G-Man for Pomona. He had the bread, and he was looking to everybody in that 99, 2000 was, cleaning
yeah.
up
Yeah.
stuff, right? Like,
Wow.
we're going to put it in the rap game. And so he liked the concept of Deep in the Game. He liked what we was doing. So he came and, incorporated it and put the money behind it. And Man, my first album had E40 on the album, Spice One, Badass, Rest in Peace KMG. And at that time, features wasn't what it's become.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you living in the Inland Empire, I was in Rialto at the time, and you got E40 on your album during the height of E40, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that meant something. That opened some doors, you know what I mean? And so like I said, that investment that was put behind us put me in a position to get that visibility, but it was still no social media. It was like I had to get out the trunk, but somebody pull up, you like, buy my CD. Man, what you work? Man, I got E40 on the album. They like, you got E. It's automatic. Like, let me get that.
Right.
Because wasn't too many other people saying that they had, Spice One, Badass. This is at times when they were the West Coast, when we was like,
it was popping.
It was popping. It was right before the down south movement kind of took over. Like the Nellies was dropping, and then, Cali was like up here. So to have E40 and Badass representing the Dog Pound and Spice One, the Bay Area, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had, those names were very much relevant. They did way more justice then than say now. If I say I got Spice One, they do like, but nah. They was on my thing when they was at their height. You know what I mean?
For sure,
so it really meant something.
Yeah, and they're still legends till this day.
Legends, still value, and I don't knock that, but I'm just saying.
Right, yeah, for sure.
The equity in a Spice One verse in 2020, 24 versus 1999, it's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
how
feel
you
that.
get him?
Right.
Feel me? It was that type of thing. So,
that's tight. What was there any type of like culture shock when you moved out here? Was it kind of like, man, like did it take you a while to get used to it, or did you kind of just fall in love with this place right away?
I can't say that I just fell in love. You know what I mean? But it was really nothing too much going on. A lot of the stuff that's built up now wasn't here.
Right.
So coming up here, not really knowing anybody, all I could do was hustle. So I used to get up 9 o'clock. Shake over to the Food for Less on the Pies. It was Food for Less, and then DD's was across the street.
Discount.
And then you had the swap meet right there, and pop the trunk.
Jack in the crack right there.
Yeah.
Jack in the crack.
Pop the trunk, bro. I used to go there and just all day sit in the parking lot, and that's how I met a lot of people, because I was the dude at Food for Less in the Benz selling his music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another hustler in the lot put me on the bootleg movies. It was like, okay, I'm selling 100 CDs a week. This dude selling 100 movies a day.
Damn, that was when DVDs were popping.
Yeah. 3 for $20. That's before the $2 and all.
Man.
Yeah, we was
the DVD game was on, man, back then. I still got all my DVDs in my garage.
I don't.
My wife's like, "What are you gonna do with those?" I'm like, "I ain't throwing these away. These are I got all the classics."
They might be worth something one day, but that movie game, and just like I said, it was more of a get money thing for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, 100 CDs a week to 100 movies a day. It's like, to where now I'm really killing them, because after they get their movies, I'm like, hey, and I got my album, so. I was hitting.
I got E40 Spice One on that thing.
I never bootlegged the music. Only the movie. Yeah, but as far as you saying them being on the record, but at that time I had new music by then. This was, my first album came out in '99. I moved up here in 2004. I was like on album number 5. Because after I left my situation with Deep in the Game, it was like I just went back out the trunk. You know what I mean? And I was still connected with the producer, the studio. At first when I left the deal, I'm like, man, what I'm gonna do? But the producer, he bumped and he's like, bro, he's like, I don't care if you with them or not. They was your executive producer. I produced you. Like, come on back. We got you. So he still kept producing for me without having to pay like he was taxing the label like they was breaking bread. But he believed in my talent and wanted to still work with me.
That's
so
dope.
He was like, bro, just do your thing. So he recorded the album, print up 100 copies and just kept it moving from there. And I still rock with him, to this day. That's still my guy. Shout out to G.
That's dope. You rocking the shirt. Ain't no hood like fatherhood. I gotta honestly say, man, I lived in the high desert my whole life. I lived in Victorville my whole life. I grew up right here in Old Town Victorville. I went to every school. I seen this whole thing,
Right.
I've never seen a movement out here like fatherhood and hip hop. And that's saying something, bro. It really is, because fatherhood of hip hop is something you just don't even hear. Like, I wouldn't even hear anything like that.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Because like you said, there's a persona that goes on with hip hop, and a lot of times, a lot of these rappers probably didn't even want to be known that they had a father growing up or something
Right.
like that. You know what I mean?
Or
And-
not. It's a wide area to
Right.
discuss, because no matter whether you have one or didn't have one, fatherhood directly impacts every person.
Right.
Because you either have benefits of having one or you have the challenges of not having one. So it's a topic that can stir emotion from either side of the fence. You know what I mean?
True
so
that. When did the fatherhood and hip hop idea come to mind? When are you like, man, this is what I'm gonna do? And like, when did that fall in place?
well, actually, the fathers in hip hop was birthed out of a place of pain, right? I lost my wife in 2014. She
sorry to
passed
hear
to
that,
cancer. We had, our 2 daughters. They were 6 and 8, and my mother-in-law was like, "You can't do it. Like, you need to let me take these girls. They need a woman, and you're doing this music, your shows, and you can't do it." And I'm like, okay, but then my kids. You feel me? So it was like, I can't even call it a decision, because it's like a no-brainer. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was really like standing the ground, like, nah, well,
Yeah, like that's not
I'm
gonna
going.
happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Like,
And for one, I couldn't see God blessing my life if I let my children go. Like that would be like, it wouldn't even make sense to do that, right? I started of course, my girls and social media, like, everybody knew my wife had passed. I got my girls with me. So when I'd be at these shows, and I'll never forget, and the story's the same every time I tell it, is Sugar Free pulled me to the side, and it was up here at the motorcycle club. We had booked him and brought him out here, and he was like, "Hey, homie, I like how you standing down with your girls, and rest in peace to your mom and your wife." And my first thought was like, how he know?
you could just see it.
But we didn't have a personal relationship at that time. I had, like, how the Sugar Free know what's going on in my life like that. You know what I mean? And he said, "Oh, I done my homework, homie. Woo, woo, woo. You A1." And, he started talking about his kids and
That's
how he
dope.
lost his mother. And then, the next time I'm in the studio with Dub C, and he say something about it. And now we showing each other pictures of our kids on the phone and whatnot. And so everywhere I went, like, other fathers in hip hop would have this fatherhood conversation with me. So I was like,
They had a connection with
Yeah.
you.
the
on
world
that.
need to hear the world need to hear these stories, because when you think of Sugar Free, you think about
Pimpin'. Yeah.
You hear Dub C, you thinking about
Crippin'.
gangster shit. You know what I mean? But these is fathers, and I never had that type of conversation with other artists. So it made me want to kind of expose that, and so I started trying to film like a little docu-film. You know what I mean, with fathers in hip hop. So it really just started out as like a documentary idea. And then it just, like, how do I build the brand? Well, I throw concerts, I throw events. Let me throw my events in the name of fatherhood and do the Fatherhood Awards. You know what I mean? And it just took a life from there, and just is to what it is. It just continues to grow.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, I've never really seen a movement like that. How does it feel to see it like where it's at right now? Are you like? I mean, you seem someone that's not like a very content person. I'm sure you seem more of like, yeah, it's dope now, but I think we can make it even further. You know what I'm saying? What's the future of fathers in hip hop?
I just think it's the, and you can never take credit for anything, right? But you can kind of be like, I don't remember this many people talking about fatherhood. I don't remember this. Like, a lot of different movements started happening. And at first, if you were like a bitter, immature person, oh man, they copied my idea and they wasn't talking about. Okay, that's one way to look at it. But the other way to look at it is, man, God gave me something that sparked something else. Like,
Right.
it was his idea that he planted inside of me, and is meant to grow. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And whether they got inspired by what fathers in hip hop was doing, or whether it was something that they had already been thinking about, but seeing fathers in hip hop water the seed that was already planted, it's like, how can I be mad at others doing what I'm doing? Because when you believe in it so much and feel that it's necessary,
Right.
you want to see it grow. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and you're seeing the impact too.
the thing that may cause me a bitterness is that if I know you know it, and then you're not trying to collaborate, you trying to compete, and you trying to make your fatherhood movement bigger than mine when we both got the same, let's come together.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's make it that much bigger. So when I see people around me that have been inspired by the idea, but don't kind of invite you to the table to work with it,
Collaborate.
Right.
and they act like they don't know, you know, like when I see these dudes specifically in the high desert, you know, oh, we doing the fatherhood awards. And I can't even get called in to be a part of it,
Participate
to
in it.
participate in it. And it's like, bro, you wasn't even on that. You know what I mean? So that's where it'd be like, you know, the little old, you know.
Part of the main message is to create movements like that, to make movements where other people want to do things like that, you know. But like you said, like, don't act like you don't know. Like,
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
especially when you know they know.
right. Yeah.
Especially when there's other organizations that have been in function for years, right, in this high desert, and never have ever did anything to acknowledge or push fatherhood, and then now we in the circle and they seeing what's being done, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna throw some fatherhood awards on Father's Day weekend, when you know fathers in hip hop run the HD when it comes to the fatherhood, like come on. But then to not even invite you to the table is
right.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
honoring fathers now, huh?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, well, yeah, okay.
That's crazy.
But it's all good.
No,
Love it.
I love it, man. I love it. When I first saw like it really like coming about and you really like hitting it hard, I was like, that's dope, because I'm a father in hip hop myself. You know what I
Right.
mean? I got 3 kids. My oldest son, you know, I met him when he was 3. You know, so I'm a stepdad, but he didn't have his dad in his
We
life.
call them step up dads.
Step up dads, you know what I mean? And I was young, you know, I was probably like 23 or something, but changed my life, man. Changed my life, and it made everything just such more of a perspective. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta start wilding out because I got little man like here watching me.
And when you accept that responsibility,
Yeah.
it changes things.
Right.
It makes you make different
Yeah,
decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially the single, you know, fatherhood. Because when
Right.
my wife was living, it was still like, okay, if I mess up, she got him. You know what I mean? But when she passed and now it's just you, it's like, bro,
yeah,
I can't take so many risks. I can't, because I'm all they got.
right.
And when you come to realize that, it's like, So when people will say, man, Josh, you really took good care of them girls, you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm like, if y'all only knew, them girls took care of me.
Yeah.
Because it was them that kept me from
That's real.
going too far to the left. Like, I got to pass on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I love that fatherhood is cool nowadays. Like you know, I mean, it's always been cool,
Yeah.
but like now it's like it ain't cool to be a deadbeat dad, you know.
Right,
like
right,
there ain't
right,
nothing
right.
cool about that. I just got back from soccer practice with my kids. You know, I'm a soccer dad now,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm a soccer dad. You know what I mean?
it's something to be proud of.
It's like
It's
you know,
definitely something to be proud
it's
of.
dope, man. But I love the movement, man. I love like that just even exists out here. Cause man, like I said, I lived here my whole life. We need a lot of things, bro, and that's one of them.
I didn't want to get too emotional, but I was a fatherless child, right? But my grandpa was my dad.
Right.
You know, and he just passed away last year. He was 95, but ooh, that just
Yeah. Like I said, you never take credit
Right.
for stuff, right? But I can see how the movement has impacted certain things, right?
Yeah.
And you start with your own circle and you think about social media, like, not saying that nobody ever did it, but I know certain people that are around the movement, that have been around, you know,
Right.
how we move. I started seeing it become cool to post pictures with your kids.
Yeah.
Usually it was moms with the kids, you know what I mean? But then to see dads like representing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, I can't or never would try to take credit for that because it's something that has always been there.
Yeah.
But I do believe that we enhanced it
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
for sure.
You know, because I'm like, I got homies. Like, I could scroll down your timeline when it was nothing but this being posted.
Right.
And then from conversations and inboxes, like, damn, bro, like, how you said, I admire what you're doing, homie. I got kids too. And man, so we start creating events and start doing things and encouraging them to come out with their kids, create an environment for hip hop where the kids can come.
And
you know
now
what I
they're
mean?
involved in it too.
And then you have people that got involved, what they say now, like for clout, because I had those too. Like I had people, baby mamas in my inbox, like, he don't really kick it. He just taking pictures. He ain't really about that. Woo, 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 woo. It's like, damn. So, I mean, that's crazy though, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that because it became something that was like, now it's clickbait. Oh, let me post my kids. I'm gonna get some likes for this. Justifide and them over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I done got banged on. I done had women go online and call the movement a fraud because they didn't see their baby daddy in the light and like he pretending and y'all giving him awards and y'all fake. And I'm like, well, from what I saw, I see dude with his kid. I'm like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that wasn't my position to say whether they were or they wasn't, because just the fact that they baby mama was in my inbox with the rah-rah, I can imagine what she was doing to him. Like, this bar crazy. She done went on Facebook and tagged fathers and hip hop talking about they
restraining
frauds.
orders and everything.
I'm
man,
like,
that's
wow, I don't
crazy.
even know you, lady. You trying to bash me because of what another brother did or didn't do? You crazy as hell.
That's right. That's right. So HD, where you at? That's another movement that's going on with Justified. You know what I'm saying? HD, where you at? What is it from your perspective? What does it mean? What's behind HD, where you at? What do you want to see comes with HD, where you at?
HD, where you at was more so of like, we're here. You know what I mean? And I wanted to highlight the artists, the businesses, the movements. Like, I've always wanted to impact the high desert economy. Right? You know, you go from throwing shows in the clubs and the showcases to, we moved up and started doing stuff with the stadiums. But I wanted to impact the economy. I wanted hotel bookings to go up when we threw an event. I wanted food restaurants to benefit when we threw an event.
Like bring jobs.
We wanted to bring income and an economic power to the high desert, because like I've always seen the potential in it to grow, and I saw the talent here. Like, man, let's shed a light on the HD. And I always was rocking the Compton hat, right? But that's just because they had Compton hats. Then nobody ever had no HD hat. Shout out to William.
Yes,
man. Global Mafia.
Yes, big shout out to
He created
William.
HD hats.
Yes.
I ain't worn nothing since. Right? And I think a lot of artists used to resent the fact that I always kind of represent the Compton hat, right? But I was always saying it's not where I'm from, it's where I'm at. But shit, I got a Compton hat.
Right.
But I'm still putting on
For the HD.
for the HD.
Yeah.
It's not too many of the names that have been around here that were here before me. I know I inspired the Out the Trunk movement, because wasn't nobody else out the trunk pushing their albums in the high desert. I don't care what anybody say. They wasn't. And then I started seeing cats doing it, and they was going with, like you said, the CD with the Sharpie.
With the Sharpie.
And I'm like, oh,
And the sticker on it.
yeah, bam. Which they was selling their stuff, but it was like, in my arrogance, like, psh, y'all ain't doing it like me. I'm like, I'm printed up. Bro, I got a booklet.
Yeah,
like,
I got artwork. I got graphics.
artwork, right? And then to throw in the shows, like, it's a lot of these dudes, they've been on a Justified show.
Definitely.
I did the High Desert Heat back in like 2011. Like, a lot of the dudes, they done been on the show. And if they wasn't, they wanted to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My movement have always included everyone. I always tried to bring all the talent together so we could make a strong move. You know what I mean? but competition over completion. It seems like nobody wants to share
Exactly.
Yeah.
the stage. It's like, a lot of dudes refer to themselves, the king or
Right.
like whatever. I didn't have dudes call me tripping. Like, somebody said you was the king of the desert. I'm the king of the desert. I'm like, bro, I never ever called myself the king. You can't be mad at me that somebody else said Justifide
Right.
the king of the desert.
Right.
I ain't running around here calling myself that. You know what I mean? But while we talking about it, what are you doing for the
Right.
HD?
Yeah.
Right.
A king take care of his.
It's people.
Yep.
What do you? I ain't. Come on, man. We out here giving away diapers. We out here
Giving back.
giving back. You feel me? Like,
That was one of the issues I used to have too coming up, because like I was involved in the hip hop game too since I was like in high school, and there would be things like that. There would be artists that wanted to be the top dog, like I'm the top, but I'd always be like, I would think the same thing, like, yeah, but what are you doing for the community though? Because you could do both. I mean, you can do your thing, your music thing or your acting, whatever it is, but where are you at giving back? That's why I always looked up to people like. Kind of like the Pox, what I'm saying? Because Pac was giving back to his people.
shout out to Danny Boy because he
Danny
Yeah.
Boy,
do a
come
lot
on.
of giving back.
Yeah.
But I can even go back. Like, it wasn't always that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not saying that it wasn't being done, but it wasn't highlighted. But
Right.
now he's one of the
The-
biggest
yeah.
givers I know.
Right.
Like, he know. Like, I tell Danny Boy every time I see him, like, man, I always looked up to you from the promoter standpoint because he was doing the concerts. They had the budget. They had what was going on, and
Right.
I was always by myself.
Right.
I never wanted to jump on their camp, but I wanted to work with. I wanted to collaborate with those that
Yeah.
I saw doing more than me, right?
Yeah.
And, when he popped up at something I was doing one time and told me he admired me, that meant, because I'm like, bro, I've been trying to he's like, oh, I see you, bro. So that meant something. So shout out to Danny Boy, man. He one of the
sure.
real ones out here that really,
Yeah.
do his thing in
Yeah.
a real way.
I remember when I signed with Danny Boy years ago, and man, I told my wife not that long ago, because I was like, really, the main reason why I rock with Danny Boy and that I signed with him was because I felt like I needed to go to school. Like I was kind of doing my thing, but I wanted to learn from him, because me and him
Right.
were already close homies,
Right.
and I'm kind of like, I need to be around him and really like pick his brain and see how he thinks and way. Man, that guy taught me so much, man, so much. You know what I mean? He's more like a big brother to me than anything.
Yeah, Danny's dope. Like I said,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
have just the personal we have mutual respect
Right.
as businessmen.
For sure.
And you know what I'm saying, when we see each other, it's always love. And
Yeah.
we always say we need to, we're gonna do something together. It hasn't happened on that level, but I
Mm-hmm.
support. I show up when he's doing something. He'll pop up when I'm doing something, but I'm still waiting on, just that collaboration of really
Yeah.
merging, because he has things that I don't. I feel that I have some things that he doesn't, and if we really just put it
Voltron.
together, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It'll be big.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in the high desert, man. Everybody is
Imagine.
it's so much talent out here, but all I see is dudes arguing about who's the best. And like I said,
And they're wasting time, man. They're wasting time while they're
man, they're
sitting
gonna be
back
old
arguing.
like me in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And ain't built nothing to sustain themselves. I don't have to rap no more.
Right.
I don't I do it because I do it, but if
Yeah.
my shows, I don't even perform. Like, I might host it or put it together, but I've merged into something more to the culture than just being an artist. It's
Right.
like I'm out here trying to move hip hop,
Yes.
the elements of
Yes.
it, not just being on the mic and having
Right.
a pissing contest with these other rappers.
For
'Cause
sure.
I will say it. I wish one of them would come for me, because I got bars. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
a time where you outgrow that. It's there because you love it. Like, look at Snoop. He not just dropping albums.
No, he's
That dude
everything.
building brands and impacting the culture.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he could do it when he want to.
Right.
He can still go get that bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's cemented.
Yeah.
He's already cemented. He
it's
can do
bigger
his
than what he
thing.
does on the mic. It's what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, because like someone like you, like you said, let's say you did stop doing music today. You didn't do it from here on out. You're still gonna be justified.
Right.
But
And
like-
I'm gonna be in the cult. I'm gonna be doing something
Right.
that's built around what I know. Like, this is all I know.
Yeah.
Hip hop. Even when I started Fathers in Hip Hop, I still used my lessons from hustling. Like I said, how do I get the word out about fathers in hip hop? Oh, I'm gonna throw a concert. That's what I've been doing.
Or awards.
Yeah.
Award show.
Shout out to Tavis Miller with the West Coast Hip Hop Awards. It wouldn't be no Fathers in Hip Hop Awards without seeing somebody other than BET, MTV do these, big awards, but somebody touchable that's right here, you know what I mean, to really start honoring the West Coast artists. So watching that, all I did is the game don't change, just the product.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So now I'm gonna push fatherhood. I'm gonna package fatherhood and make that, valuable in the marketplace. You feel me? So shout out to him,
Well, salute to you, man, because it's really working, bro. Like I love seeing it. I love just seeing, because it's been going on for years now, and I'm just like, man, it ain't going nowhere. It's just getting stronger and stronger, and it's a good
morphing.
Look. Yeah, and that's dope. It's dope. It's evolving.
And if I could, like I said, when you go back and you listen to your music, and for me, it's like I can see God's plan, because before it was Fathers in Hip Hop, right? I was pushing Mafia, and that was Men of Faith and Action. You know what I'm saying? And so it was always about men coming together and putting our faith in action and impacting our community, right? So after my wife was living while we was moving that, right? Then when she passed, it was like Men of Faith and Action just evolved into Fathers in Hip Hop. It's the same assignment. It's just now God opened my eyes and identified who those men of faith were. It was fathers. It went from just men to now fathers. But it was the same agenda. It was the same assignment. So I was able to see the growth. It was a line on one of my, I said, where the fathers at? Where the providers? Something like that, right? But this was before Fathers in Hip Hop. But I had already, out of the mouth in my music,
You've been feeling
the need
these things.
for where my riders
That's
at,
crazy.
where fathers and providers at. Like,
Step up, yeah.
so it just naturally kind of grew. Like that seed had already been planted in me to bring this movement to life. It was just from Mafia to Fathers in Hip Hop.
I'm a man of faith myself, you know what I mean? I feel like God, does things, works in God's ways, you know what I mean? Like that, like those
the assignment.
Yeah, those were already going on in your life, and then it ends up leading to things like this. Like it was a purpose for that, and that's dope, man. That's dope. So Money Mondays.
Bang.
Is this another Justified movement that's about to just pop off, bro? Because it looks like it. You know what I'm saying? Like Money Mondays, what is it? And once again, where did that idea come from? When did it start pushing, man?
I think just when I experienced, the power of networking, right? And getting into a different room,
Okay.
right? Like being backstage at the concerts and just really being engulfed in the hip hop. I lost love for it. Like it just changed. Like backstage became a bunch of dude groupies and
Out of control.
the people in the game that have power to help, they don't, right? So when you're in the same room for 20 plus years around the same rappers, around the same managers, and they've done nothing to impact your life, it's like now
It gets
going
like
to these
stagnant.
events is just some selfies and like, man, I got 100 pictures with you niggas. Excuse my, you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't even want to
It's
go
time
no more.
for a change.
Yeah.
It's something different for me.
Transition.
Obviously, it doesn't get old to some people because
Right.
you get the same folks doing the same thing. So once I started, focusing on business owners, and I don't even know where it happened, how I got pushed into another room to
Yeah.
where now I'm not in a room with 100 other rappers who want to do the same thing or want to compete. Now I am the hip hop in the room, right? And with the politicians, with the business owners,
Real estate.
who can see my gift because they're not threatened by my gift.
Exactly.
They're seeing how my gift can benefit them and how their
Right.
position can benefit my gift. So the whole Money Mondays thing is like trying to bring the community into this room that I've been blessed to bring in with the mayors, the city council people, the business owners, the nonprofit organizations, like this new network that I'm in the room with, you know what I mean? And how do I bring in the others like me? And when I say like me, it's not about my color, it's about like me.
Vision, people that have vision, community organizers, that's grassroots.
Right, that don't have access to the resources. So Money Mondays is just a way to get the information and the resources in the same room in an environment that's comfortable for the community.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, you know, you get invited to the room and I'm looking around the room and I'm like, where we at?
Yeah.
You know, I see all the business owners, but I know a lot of small business owners that would love to be in this room.
Right. Or that should be in this room.
That should be in this room.
Yeah.
But they not invited.
Right.
Right? So now I know I could get them to Cosmos.
Yep. we signed up because I know I'm going to be there.
Well, we're going. For sure.
They're going to come, right? I have the relationship with the people in this room to where they respect me enough to come. So now, you know, we got a place to where we can come be ourselves, but still be business minded.
Yeah.
And sit down and have a little drink or sit down and eat something and network.
Learn
and it's
from
working,
people
man.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's working.
I hit up Queen G and I was like, hey, I sent her the flyer.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, hey, we going to this.
Right.
And I was like, we're going to be there. We already said, I already got the babysitter locked in.
Yeah, we about to focus on equity in the high desert, man.
That's good, man.
Real estate and commercial real estate and things that I don't necessarily know how to facilitate the information, but I know the people that got the information.
Mm-hmm.
Come here.
Right.
Come help me. So now we can draw out those people to come in and meet the people with the game.
Okay.
And connect them to their resources or services and
right.
And you know, it's some music and it's chill out.
Yeah,
it's
you want to make it a good vibe. A good vibe. Like there's nothing wrong with
I tell the uppers, man, take the stick out of your butt and come to Money Mondays
Get
and
loose.
chill out. Yeah,
Get loose a little bit.
Let your hair down, take your tie off, and come chill with the regular folk. And let us soak up
the
some
mask
game.
off event.
Yeah, that was.
Was that Money Mondays? But what was the difference of mask off?
Well, Money Mondays, I'm trying to highlight different things, right? So Mask Off was our Meet the Candidates platform.
Okay.
And so in 2022, I did the first Mask Off at Adelanto High School, and I just focused on the race of Adelanto, the city council and the mayor.
Okay.
And so that was how I kind of got my feet wet again, because I had been in the room at some other political forums, and I'm like, I see all the politicians, I see all the big sponsor bigwigs, but where the actual voters at?
Exactly.
Right.
Where the actual community people that they're trying to get the vote?
Yeah.
So you start talking to people, and they're like, "What's up with who's running? Who is our mayor? Who is when did they have the city council?" Like the average person, not even in the know of what's going on. So I'm like, y'all gotta know. So let me throw this mask off, invite these politicians out, invite the community out, put y'all in the same room so y'all can know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's important to know who's on your city council. It's important to know who your mayor is. It's important to understand that.
Yeah.
So
and what they stand for and what they're going
what they're
for.
about.
So how was that event?
2024, I don't want to do the rehearsed speeches and the campaigning like that. Man, I just want y'all to come, tell them who you are, what you're running for, and then mingle.
Right.
Yeah.
Start shaking hands.
Meet the candidates.
start
Yeah,
all
you
that.
know what I mean? Come, let
Meet and
them
greet.
see you, a meet and greet. So, it was the Republicans and the Democrats. The Democrats, why do you got Republicans? Do us on separate dates. I'm like, no, it's unity in the community. I want the Bloods and the Crips in the same room.
Right.
Right? It's the same way we fight for
Exactly.
this peace treaty in the street.
For sure.
I want to fight for a peace treaty in this political room because y'all gang banging too.
Right.
So
Politics.
let's get y'all let's
You know what
get
I'm
the
saying?
Poly Crips and the Poly
Yeah.
Bloods. Y'all come in more importantly, mingle
yeah.
with the community. So,
yeah.
like I said, there was a lot of challenge, with this year's mask off because
The
I think because of the value that I have created in the community, that now I could kind of sway one way or the other.
But actually, the community needs that. I've been here for 30 plus years, so I know the who's of the who's. And sometimes when people like us wanted to make a step, those other ones were pushing back, and you couldn't. So that's great what you're doing.
Well, it was kind of evening the playing field a little bit, because the money can get the signs, the money can get the radio ads, the money can get the mailers, but you got a lot of candidates that got good ideas and really have a passion for the community that can't get that same visibility because their money ain't there.
Yeah.
So I wanted to create a space for the underdog. And then because I know the
value,
power
of
of
the
influence
underdog.
that
Right.
we have, not only the people that show up to the venue, but the fact that I got my cameraman filming it all, and we about to break this whole event down into snippets, highlighting who
Right.
these people are, and now they'll be able to gain some traction. And the bigger ones with the bigger budget might have looked down at the platform, but then when they seen, like, we had a lot of last minute politicians show up. They didn't confirm when I sent the invite, but the traction started building up, and then it was like, oh my, we need to be there.
So speaking of politics, is politics something that you would like to get into?
And that's another thing that
There
the
we
mask
go.
off is to call out to the community and let them know, look, they got these titles, they got these positions, but we still can make things happen without them.
Right.
I don't have to go before city council and get permission to do a Blessed in the Mess event. Danny Boy don't have to sit on the seat to go give away thousands of backpacks. We don't have to put it all on their back. We can carry some of that weight ourselves and make sure we good. That was another, motivation behind Mask Off, was to really round up the people and let them know, look, they're waiting on you. Your vote. You got more power than you think you do. You know what I mean? But they bank on a certain demographic not voting.
Yeah.
The ones of us that get taken advantage of and screwed around with these laws is the population that doesn't vote. So really, we can't even say nothing because
Right.
we don't use our power to vote for the people who gonna rock with us. And it's a lot of good people running for office that probably won't win because the ones that need them ain't even paying attention. You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah. So what's the best way, for the people watching to connect with you? Like what platforms are you heavy on to where they can just reach out and get involved?
Facebook for one, that's like every day. Instagram, I'm trying to get better at it. You know what I mean? But Fathers in Hip Hop, that's on there. But the Justifide _Smith on Instagram, the HDWYA 760. Now we got Money Monday 760. I'm Googleable.
Do your Googles. Do your
Justifide
Googles.
Smith, that I'll pop up somewhere.
That's dope. That's dope. Well, you know what, man? Like I said earlier in this episode, this show had a meaning to it. When we created the Chop Shop, I've been very blessed and fortunate to have been out here kind of doing my thing with the DJ thing and with Danny Boy and all these years. I met a lot of people. I built a lot of relationships, and they all are very valuable to me. As far not even just with business, just relationship wise.
Right.
I've been wanting to do a podcast just for that reason alone, and just to have my opportunity to, reconnect with people who have made impacts on my life and my journey, and to give thanks and shine to the people that I admire out here that have been doing it. And like I said, you've been on this list. So many people. Danny Boy's on the list too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a hard guy to get a hold of, but I'm gonna get him. You know what I mean? But this show, a lot of it is to give thanks. We're here to say thank you, man, for just being a very important just vessel out here, man, just an advocate in the community, and for your message and your constant movements and all that. Like, this is what our show represents.
Man, that's dope. Like I said, and I respect it, man. And I'm I'm always thinking, like I said earlier, how can I collaborate? How can
Right.
I, bring something? I definitely see what I can get,
Right.
and it's really just an outlet to the people, right? So it's like if I can send some guests your way, if I can, help anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
man.
to just be a part of it, to collaborate with other like minds, to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Like these business owners out here, they would love to, get a spotlight, you know what I mean?
Right.
And talk about their business, you know what I mean? And that's what like the Money Mondays is. Come tell us who you are.
Right.
HD, where you at?
Yeah.
I'm on 7th and
Yeah.
where you at? HD,
Right.
where you at? Let
Right.
us know where you at. So I'd like to talk to y'all about a little HD where you at spotlight moment or so where we can
Hey, let's do it.
make it beneficial.
Oh,
you know what I'm
let's
saying?
do it,
Get,
man.
get some
Let's do it.
sponsors for the chop shop.
Yes.
You know
Oh,
what
I'm down, man. I'm down. Anything that has to do with the HD in a positive way, I've always been down for it. Any last shout outs you want to give to, because you have a lot of people that you work with, a lot of organizations. Like, is any shout outs you want to kind of give out before we let you go?
Glad you asked. Boy. I got to give a shout out to those that really rock, and not only say they support me, but show they support me. Connie Williams with BMO Bank, amazing sponsor. Everything, that I've tried to do since I've met them, they've, put $1 behind it. The High Desert Sports Foundation, Dr. Nakia, the Black Chamber of Commerce, the NAACP, and just the ones out here it's so many, like Dr. Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Alika Jackson, she got the BSU popping at Adelanto High School. My business partner, Mr. Morgan. Man, it's so many people that you work with
Right.
that you don't want to forget, but those people that I named, they're unforgettable because they've done so much and it's regular and it's consistent. BMO Bank, High Desert Sports Foundation, like Dr. Wilson, man, she just messaged me earlier today. You need sponsors for Money Mondays? Like, but she just sponsored last month Money Monday,
okay.
and I don't like to take advantage
Right.
and keep, but hey.
But don't rob her of a blessing either.
Well, true.
You
Well,
know?
I'm on it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
knocking on the
yeah.
same
No,
door.
yeah,
Like
right,
even
right.
with BMO Bank and Connie, like she wants to help everything that we do to where it's like, hold up, like I ain't trying. Just let me where I make the checkouts. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I think that's why they help because they know that I'm not trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And you're genuine.
And I do
It's just genuine,
what
organic.
I'm supposed to do with it. So when God sends you help, you have to receive it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And those people that I named are, and even some of them that I did name, you might not even deserve the shout out, but I love y'all.
It's all good, man. Well, you know what, man? Once again, thank you for coming, man. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, I appreciate you making the time to come chop it up with us. You know what I mean? And we support you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it up for Justified one more time. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man.
The Queen G over there.
That's right.
We just want to give a shout out to Rafa Productions.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Please hit him up. This guy's doing the damn thing out here. Shout out to everybody on the High Def team.
Yes.
We also got other shows. We got Ferocious Fridays hosted by our boy Jay Legacy. We got another show called Play It Loud Show with King DT.
That's
for all
right,
the
DT.
musicians and producers out there. You know what I mean? Just the whole team. You know what I mean? And thank you for tuning in. Please give us a like and subscribe, yo. Peace.